Hey, everybody, welcome to the Tee to Green podcast. I'm Kevin Sylvester. Boy, what a great week of golf we had. Started off, you start Sunday to Sunday, Tiger Woods winning for the first time in over 5 years. Just great to see. It was awesome. Tiger Woods winning the Tour Championship. Justin Rose, of course, winning the FedEx Cup. So 2 winners on that Sunday, and of course we lead into the Ryder Cup in France. My friend Doug Bell, who I work with on PGA Tour Radio, had the pleasure of following Tiger Woods all 4 rounds inside the ropes, so I thought it'd be great to talk to Doug about the experience of calling Tiger Woods a winner again. Here's my conversation with Doug Bell. Well, Doug, I'm super jealous of you, my friend. Not only because you're in fantastic shape at your young age, but but you got to follow Tiger Woods for his first win in over 5 years. Just tell everybody how it was.
Well, Kev, it was incredible, and you and I have been a part of a lot of great sporting events in our careers, and most of them have been team sports. And you celebrate, or you feel the anguish when the team that you're covering, or the athletes that you've been covering, win or lose. But in this case, I'm not sure why I was lucky enough to cover him from start to finish. But yesterday, coming down 18, was just one of those moments that it's hard to describe other than to say it was exhilarating. It was, I had chills on my spine. Hair was up on my arms. I'm not exaggerating. The intensity, the emotions, the excitement, it was all there. I've never been a part of anything quite like that. And then for Tiger to complete the remarkable comeback. And I've heard people all morning on various shows, talk about Mario Lemieux and his comeback, and Peyton Manning and George Foreman. And Michael Jordan came back right here where I live in Birmingham, Alabama. And of course, he spent the summer playing baseball and then went back to the Bulls. That was a great comeback story. But in my mind, what I saw from this guy, who virtually seemed like his career was over just a year ago, Kevin, and now he's back in the winner's circle, beating the top 29 guys on the PGA Tour. I don't know. It was unbelievable. And walking down that 18th trail, the crowd was so large, and it just overwhelmed security. They had no idea what was going to happen. They just came spilling out into the fairway, which made it even more special. Although I was a little worried about Tiger when he disappeared in the middle of that crowd.
Right.
But it was pretty neat. I tell you what, I couldn't sleep last night thinking about it. As I drove back from Atlanta to Birmingham, which was about 2.5 hours. My mind was just racing thinking about all the great stuff that was happening.
Yeah, it had to be. The scene. So I was watching and listening. So I was listening to the PGA Tour radio coverage, and then I was watching the coverage too. So I had, one earbud, super nerd, right? Had one earbud in, right. Listening to the broadcast. And I do that often, by the way, and watching it. And it was cool. Like Rory just looks at Tiger and takes off running, to get up ahead of it. But Tiger just kept the stride, right? I mean, just kind of soaking it in. I thought that was really cool. It reminded you, of the old Arnold Palmer, right? The Arnie's Army, when he'd walk up and walk amongst the fans. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, and what I'm not sure TV showed it, but after he hit the winning putt, and obviously there was a celebration that ensued as he walked off the green, and he was greeted by a friend, Mark Steinberg, his agent, who's been through all the ups and downs with him. I mean, the bear hug that they gave each other, that was just raw emotion. I was like, wow, I was blown away. And then Zach Johnson and Matt Kuchar flew over from Sea Island just to be there for the moment. Davis Love was there. Of course, a lot of these guys Davis is part of the Ryder Cup congregation that flew over last night. But, I mean, all these guys were there just to tell Tiger congratulations. And Tommy Fleetwood, he went into the scoring area to give him a hug. Caddies, friends, Justin Thomas and his parents were there. I mean, it was really special. And, gosh, and I know when you look at an athlete or a coach's face. I mean, it truly is like a roadmap. And just looking at his eyes and looking at the expression on his face, you could tell that Tiger was very appreciative. And even the great Tiger Woods, I think, was a little blown away by what ensued after he won. I mean, it was incredible, Kevin. It really was. I mean, people were celebrating the greatest thing we've seen in modern times. Looked like he was down and out just a year ago, and now he's back in the winner's circle. I don't know. To me, it's probably the greatest sports moment I've ever been a part of. Actually, on the grounds, it was just unmatched in my mind.
Wow, that's saying a lot for Doug. For those who don't know, I mean, Doug's called everything. NFL football for Fox. I mean, you've been at major championships. And to say that's really saying something. No, I tell people, that they ask me what it's like, and really the only time I had Tiger Woods once, and it was when we used to do the early morning coverage for PGATour.com. That was right the tournament he got hurt, the Honda Classic 2014. I had him Thursday, Friday, and then I didn't have him again until Boston a couple of weeks ago. And so people are asking me what it's like, and I said, well, it's when you get assigned Tiger, it's like a tournament within itself. It's different, and you're right. I mean, your whole outlook on the job that day is different with Tiger Woods. You're walking, so it's a little more physically demanding. I don't want to give away too many secrets, but sometimes we have to hop from hole to hole, so we have a support cart nearby. But when you're with Tiger Woods, you pretty much say, I'll text you if I need you, right? I mean, that's pretty much what the case is with that. But the energy, right? I mean, you can feel it. You talked about the hair standing up in your arms, Doug. There is a different energy that you can feel, right?
Oh my gosh! And yesterday it was so intense, and obviously Rory was taken aback. I mean, here's one of the great young players in our game today, 4 major championships, and he was out of his element right from the get-go. The crowd certainly affected the way Rory played. I know he was glad to be a part of it. You could tell by the embrace that he gave Tiger at the end. But the crowd threw Rory out of kilter, and it was so big. Kevin, it's the last group of the day. There were only 30 guys. So when the course would go up and back, and it does at East Lake, you go up for a hole, then you come back, and the whole front nine is like that, up and back. And so every time they finished a hole, the crowd would just spill over on the empty hole. And so it was like, wow, we were totally engulfed on both sides. And it was like that until 18, when finally it spilled over into the fairway. In all my years out there on the PGA Tour, I've never seen anything like that. And security was trying their best, but they were completely overwhelmed. And the crowd was great. There was no mischief. Nobody was malicious. They just wanted to be out there walking with this rock star. I mean, the Rocky movie where he's running through the streets and all of a sudden when he gets up to the top of the stairs and all these kids, thousands of kids have been running with him. That's what it was like. I mean, here's this rock star out there walking down 18, and these people with their iPhones, and they're patting him on the back, and they're just running along, and they're screaming and hollering. Oh, my gosh. We'll never see anything like that again, Kevin. That was one of those moments that we'll be talking about 10, 20, 30 years from now. Well, I've been around 30 years. But that's just one of those moments that we'll never, ever see again. Yeah, I mean, enjoy that. Whether I was lucky enough to be there, but for those watching on television, just put that in the memory banks, because that'll never, ever happen again. It was just one of those special moments. It all came together. Perfect storm, as they say.
Doug, so take me through the winning call and your preparation for it. Well, because, going into the final round, I mean, Tiger is the greatest front runner ever, right? I mean, he's like a great, Triple Crown winning racehorse. He gets the lead. He doesn't relinquish it. He loves to run from the lead, and, that's where Tiger loves to win from. So, to me, I don't want to say I didn't doubt he's going to win, but he's going to bring this home. I mean, he's done it so many times. So you had to, in your mind, say, all right, when I get to the 18th hole, and I'm sure, you're looking at the leaderboard after 9 holes, okay, then, the lead diminished a little bit, but it was, once he put it in that bunker with a second shot, you're like, okay, this is, Yeah, well, actually, when the ball was safe on 15, you probably figured, okay, he's bringing this one into the house here. So you start going through, okay, what am I going to say to capture this moment? And I love how you did it, but can you kind of take us through what your thought process was for that winning call?
Well, I tell you, Kev, I've always been a guy who this is kind of my personality. It's kind of spur of the moment, ad lib, whatever comes to mind. That's kind of what I've always done. But I will say, the night before, and I kept thinking about it, and I was debating in my mind, is this one of the greatest comebacks in sports history? Not just golf, because we had Ben Hogan, and obviously that was an incredible comeback. Often written said about that. But I mean, is this the greatest comeback in sports history? And it kept, I kept thinking, going, no, that's hyperbole. And I kept telling myself, don't get caught up in the moment. It's not that big. It is. It's just another comeback. And then the more I thought about it, I said, you know what? If he pulls this off tomorrow, this was Saturday night. I said, it is the biggest comeback, because I kept thinking about all that he'd been through. He hadn't won in 5 years, and when you think about that, so the two things in my mind were biggest comeback in sports history, and I think it was 1,876 days, whatever the number was, number of days since he last celebrated a victory. And those two things in my mind, I just kept thinking about those all day long. And then as we got close, as you mentioned, 15, that ball almost went in the water. Very fortunate. 16, he got a bounce out of the deep rough behind the green, which was a very fortunate break. And he managed to salvage a bogey. And then at 17, a poor drive, flies the green, gets it up there to 4 feet, which is no gimme, but he rolled that in. So with a 2-shot cushion, and he hits a perfect drive at 18, that's when it all came together for everyone, and for me too. As I saw him hit the drive, and then, as we've already described, all that happened walking down 18, it just clicked in my mind. This is the greatest comeback in sports history. Debatable, certainly, because as we mentioned those before, they'll tell you where it ranks, but in my mind, it is the biggest. And it's one that, again, I just believe that 50 years from now, people will still be talking about this one. Maybe not George Foreman or Lemieux or Michael or Peyton. They're going to be talking about this one. Pretty remarkable stuff, because I don't believe there's an athlete who's done more for his sport than Tiger Woods. And right now, with this victory, the popularity of professional golf has escalated to a point I'm not sure we've ever seen it before. And now the Ryder Cup happens later this week. I mean, how many eyeballs are going to be tuned in to watch the USA against Europe with Tiger leading the charge, Kevin? Pretty remarkable stuff. It really is. And I'm the guy who hates hyperbole, and I hate it when guys say, it's the greatest ever, or that's the best thing we've ever seen. But I think it was. I really do. I just don't think you can downplay what he accomplished. It's truly remarkable what he's pulled off. I mean, he's a golfer, and his spine is fused together.
Right.
And his swing now looks better than ever, Kev. I don't know. Pretty remarkable stuff, if you ask me.
It is remarkable. I think, so in Boston, he looked tired to me. He's played a lot of golf, and coming back from that, the physical demands and the demands of being Tiger Woods are tremendous. I think that week off did wonders for his body. His mind, tell me, whether it's the greatest comeback or not, you're right. It is debatable, but man, it's in the top 3 for sure. There's no question. It's in the discussion, right? If we're doing, Sports Center here, it's that's one. Ben Hogan coming back. Also, the world of golf is another fantastic one. And I guess maybe you could argue Bo Jackson, right, with an artificial hip, going out there to play professional sports. That's pretty incredible. But I think Tiger Woods is the most mentally tough athlete we've ever seen. To do what he's done, Doug, to come back from what not just the physical part, but the substance part of it, from the traffic stop and what was there, and just everything he's gone through personally, and a 5-year gap, and to stay at it when he's accomplished all the things he's accomplished. A lot of guys would just say, all right, I've done enough. I'm going to go run my businesses and make money and live a great life. But no, this guy's a competitor. I mean, he's a champion.
Yeah, I mean, well said, Tim. I couldn't say any better. And I wanted to mention this, too, because what I saw at East Lake was a different Tiger Woods in a lot of ways. Thursday shoots 65, and the old Tiger Woods would have been loose. He was going. He would have been paper. He stays out on the practice putting green to joke around with Webb Simpson and Paul Tesori and work on the putting a little bit, but just to be one of the guys. And as he prepared for his round every day, I was out there, he'd come out to the putting green to go to the range. I mean, he would be out there rubbing elbows with the guys, joking with everybody, smiling, laughing, telling stories. Shows up at the golf course yesterday. Our tent was right there where the players' parking lot is. He walks in, hat backwards, sunglasses, Nike tank top, basketball shorts, high tops. He looked like a kid, and he's carrying his red shirt and his pants on a hanger as he's just walking across the green, saying hi to people. I mean, I was like, this is a completely different Tiger Woods who's enjoying the moment, obviously, but he's enjoying his new position as an elder statesman. And all these young guys, whether it's Justin Thomas or Jordan Spieth or Patrick Reed, I mean, all these guys who idolize him now get to play with him and now ask him questions. And he is more than happy to help and give advice. The complete turnaround from being that killer, that guy who wanted to step on your throat and wouldn't talk to you and was just steely-eyed. And now he's just so appreciative of where he's been, where he is now. It's just a remarkable turnaround. And listen, I don't know him personally. All I know is that when we walk with him and talk with him, he's always really nice, and he gives us great, time afterwards, gives us interviews. But I sure am glad I've had an opportunity to walk with him inside the ropes. Pretty special stuff, Kevin. You've been there. I don't know, being able to walk with the greatest of our time, that's stuff I won't soon forget, that's for sure.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's what I'm glad you said that, Doug, and well said. I mean, people ask me, especially golfers, hey, what's it like? I'm like, it's everything you think it is, right? I mean, it's just, it is, it's as special as you dreamed it would be. That's what it's like being right there. It's pretty incredible. We are, I don't want to say too much because, I don't want to say we do it for free, but pretty close, right?
Yeah, no, you're right. And the one thing I will say as we head to the Ryder Cup and watching him, and his game is not perfect. It's pretty good, but his putting this week in his short game, oh my gosh! I mean, if he can sustain that for the Ryder Cup, that is going to be huge for the USA team because it was the old vintage putting stroke. And his touch around the greens, getting up and down, his bunker play, wow, that part of the game is really, really good. And so I don't know, he went back to the old putter a couple of weeks ago, and that part of the game looked like the old Tiger. I mean, he was hitting all the clutch putts.
Yeah, no, it certainly did. Fun to watch. The Ryder Cup, you mentioned the Ryder Cup's going to be fun to watch. We get to start our morning with golf, with it being over in France, so that's going to be great. And I wonder if we'll see Phil and Tiger together. What do you think?
I don't, that would be a lot of fun. I don't think so. I think, in the practice round, Tiger played 9 holes with Bryson DeChambeau, which some people were talking about. Maybe they're going to be paired up together. I don't know. Jim Furyk now has a nice mix. He does have the old guys, relatively speaking. I mean, 42 and 48, speaking of Tiger and Phil. But I think they would team up well with a younger player. And Phil didn't play real well. He finished dead last in the tournament. So, heading to the Ryder Cup, I don't know if that's a concern or not. I mean, it's kind of a different element, the team game. But then on Sunday, you are playing an individual match. So we'll see what happens. But I would, it'll be interesting to see how the crowds react to Tiger too, especially on Sunday when he's in that individual match against whoever. Tiger against Rory, or Tiger against Justin Rose, or Tiger against whoever. I mean, it's going to be. I can't wait. I am so looking forward to it. I wish I was in Paris, but I couldn't pull that off.
Right. No, I'm with you. Well, final thing I'll ask you, Doug, where would you put Tiger in Sunday? Would you put him last, or you put him, maybe third to last? That's usually where it comes down to. And it's always amazing, too, how, well, it's just a random draw, but you get the matchups you want to get, right? I mean,
last time he played was Medina, and he was in the last match against Francesco Molinari. And he was asked about that this week, and as he said, he thought at the time, as things were playing out, he said, you know what? He said, with 9 holes away, he goes, this is going to be the match. Molinari and I are going to decide this Ryder Cup. Ultimately, it had already been decided when they were coming up 18. But, he played last at Medina. I don't know if you put him out last or not. With all the great players that the Americans have, whether it's Dustin Johnson, Justin Thomas, I mean, they're playing pretty well. DeChambeau came back on the weekend and played a little bit better. You wouldn't put him out last, but, I don't know. I might put out Justin Thomas or Dustin Johnson. But Tiger Woods still has that. The Tiger factor was in effect yesterday.
That's right.
We talked about Rory, losing a few shots because of that. So I don't know, Kev.
Well, you'd have to.
That might not be a bad idea.
You'd have to figure out who you're putting ahead of them, right? Because of people getting people in position. Somebody would not be bothered by all the traffic, so that'll be the fun part for Jim Furyk and the Ryder Cup. I won't press you for a prediction just in case you're going to pick Europe. So I won't press you for a prediction, Doug.
Well, it is funny though, Ken, because people ask me all the time, "Aren't you really rooting for the Americans?" Sure, I am. We all are. But at the same time, and you've been lucky enough to be out there with me, the guys in the European team are really good guys too. Justin Rose and all these guys, Stenson, and we've all talked to him and laughed with him and joked with him. And the caddies, Mark Fulcher, Justin Rose's caddy is a good friend, and John McLaren, Paul Casey's caddy is a good friend. And Casey's another guy I really like. So while we're rooting for the Americans, I find it hard to root against the guys on the European team because we know them all. And they're all really good guys. So that's the thing with what we do. We know them all. So I guess you got to root for somebody. And I'll root for the Americans. But I'm going to be enjoying the action from both sides because we know all these guys so well.
Yeah, I root for the back 9 on Sunday. That's what I root for. Right?
There you go. Well said.
You want America to win. Yeah. America to win, but you want it to come down to somebody making a putt, not missing one. For the Ryder Cup to keep that tradition going. Hey, Doug, I appreciate the time, my friend. Thanks so much for sharing the experience with Tiger Woods at East Lake in the Tour Championship, and always great to talk to you.
Yeah, thanks, Tim. I'll see you soon.
My thanks again to Doug Bell. How awesome it must have been to be there, and really cool for him to share what it was like. I mean, Doug has called all sorts of big events, professional, college, and majors in golf, as I've mentioned, and to say that Tiger Woods' win was just one of the greatest moments, the greatest moment he's witnessed in person is awesome. That's absolutely awesome. And Doug is one of the best. I love working with Doug Bell. Does an awesome job bringing the emotion on the fairways of the PGA Tour. This week is the Ryder Cup in France, and it's going to be great. Tiger Woods winning just heightens the event, if that's even possible, right? Even more. It is the Ryder Cup. Team USA trying to defend the Ryder Cup, trying to win one on European soil. It's going to be awesome. As far as predictions, the USA team is strong, but so is Europe on their home soil. And, boy, I'm just not sure whom I can pick. I mean, Europe has such a strong team this year. Molinari's playing great. Fleetwood's playing great. John Rahm in the Ryder Cup playing great. Rory McIlroy, the emotion he has. I mean, he's got to play against Patrick Reed again, doesn't he? It's just got to be great. Or does he go against Tiger? I think that's going to be the fun part is Sunday. I think it will be close. I think it'll come down there. I'm going to go out on a limb and say USA. I mean, right, easy limb, right? You can pick one or the other, but USA will retain the Ryder Cup. It'll come down to that second-to-last match. That's where I think it'll be decided on Sunday. Should be great stuff. Well, thanks for joining me for this edition of the Tee to Green podcast. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll certainly have more to come next week right here. And, hey, don't forget to get out and play golf. Fall, even though we got back to school, all the stuff, kids' activities, just find a way to squeeze in even 9 in the cool, crisp air of the fall. The leaves color changing, just beautiful setting out there on our golf courses here in Western New York and, frankly, all over the country. So get out there and enjoy that round. And remember, if you need a fourth, give me a call.